I then watched the documentary of the Talking Heads Stop Making Sense. Just made sense, you know, to lose my mind. I then took a break and did 13 challenges in Peggle, because Peggle was on the fucking plane. The only good game. Then I watched Batman Begins, because I never watched it in full. Sweet Dreams, the Johnny Knoxville softball movie. Then I watched The Fugitive.
How long was this move? This fucking flight?
I said it was 12 hours, bro.
Yo, it's been a minute. I know we said we were gonna be back last week, but some stuff happened, and we'll get into it. But
summer vacation. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Look, it's been really strange. We went like doing this show almost ridiculously consistent, like every week for like 3 straight years, into like having 5 weeks off in the span of 2 months. But that's how it be. Sometimes vacations have to be had. Sometimes things happen. And point is, for the foreseeable future, the boys are back. And it feels good to be back here around the table, talking some talk and walking that walk. Or shall I say, walk and then walk.
No, that's terrible.
No. Pretty good.
No.
It's like I'm him.
You're not starting strong from 4 weeks off.
Back to episode 202 today. We're going to talk about a lot. It's great. I'm so rusty.
Honestly,
if you sold in the park.
If you did it accurately, it would be like 8 minutes of an impression.
It's tricky, but
it's slow.
We're here. It's episode 202. It feels good. We're all back. We're here to celebrate. I can't believe I'm saying this. 4 years of doing the Joystick show. We're seniors, guys.
Shit.
Is that how that works, or do we graduate? I don't know.
I think we graduated.
That's right. So we're freshmen again. Yeah. Fuck.
We're not in college.
Did prom happen already?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was where we're at. Yeah.
You weren't there.
No, I think prom was episode 200.
Prom was lit. You missed out. I didn't even go to fucking prom.
I know, that's what I fucking say. I'm like, bitch, you weren't there.
I wasn't there.
I went and fucking fish out of water. I was like,
Dylan pulled a switcheroo on me, man. Dylan was like, yeah, I'm not going to prom. And then like the week before prom, he's like, oh, by the way, I have a girlfriend. We've been dating for a few months. And I was like, this fucking guy.
And I'm going to prom. And I finagled the party bus.
I was like, motherfucker,
easy.
Man. I could have gone and been the third wheel. But regardless, the boys are back. We got lots we're going to talk about. Thanks for joining us. If you'd like to help us out, you can go ahead and like this video. You can go ahead and subscribe to Team Joystick.
Do it.
If you want to know what we're talking about, bam, right there. It's right next to my face. It's probably going to change in the next week or so as I have ideas
Always
ways to graphically
enhance.
Oh, that's a better word.
Yeah.
That's a cooler word.
Joystick. I forgot to tell you guys off screen. I'm actually getting a smaller ball. It's going to be smaller than that.
What ball?
What ball? You guys didn't see the ball.
Get a new moon?
Yes.
No balls.
Got a new moon.
There will be no balls at this table.
We're getting a new ball. A smaller ball. But point is...
ball.
All right. First and foremost, something I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Let's get it right out of the way.
Yeah.
We've been gone for a long time.
Correct.
And I want to know what everybody's been up to. I mean, we've been all around the world pretty much. So I think appropriately, Dylan...
What was
Dylan doing for 3 weeks?
Do I start? I lived in Europe for 2 weeks.
Yes.
Essentially, that's what happened. Yeah. I had a big vacation planned since about, I want to say like January or February, where, we were going to Greece. And then April or May rolls around and I'm like, I'm going to propose to my girlfriend in Greece. That worked out swimmingly well, but I will get to that.
The first one.
Where the fuck are you guys? Come on now. You guys are not following the timeline. Like we're all going to be, doing some...
The dominoes are going to start knocking down. Before you know it, Jose is going to foster a child. And
somehow.
Yeah. Someone's going to give him a kid.
He will generate a child somehow. He'll be like, oh, yeah, by the way.
Mine.
By the way, it's my kid. And the kid will already be 3 or 4. Like, he'll be like, what the fuck? Been harboring this child on international waters
to catch up.
He already knows every car brand. It's like 69 Camaro. No, but so essentially I'll talk about the main thing in order. So the best part of this experience, I will say, and also the worst part of this experience, was the flight to Greece. To there is not that bad. It's like 8.5. Coming back, it's like 10 for some reason, because like the winds or whatever, I don't fucking know.
Extra Greek.
Yeah, it's just I don't know, but it's fucking takes way longer, and there was delays, so that was 12 hours. But I flew Emirates for the first time.
Oh, that's fancy.
In 2013, Bobby, it was
Okay,
fancy.
sorry.
Now it's a little outdated. You know, it's pretty cool. You get like a remote, and the other side's like a controller. You know, and
Okay,
like
yeah,
comes
yeah.
out on like a little thingy.
Play some games.
Yeah, and which you have to when you're on a fucking 9-hour flight. So if I can, I would like to pull out really quick
The list of
the
movies.
things I watched on the way to there. Because I hate flying. I'm not sleeping. I was losing my absolute mind trying to figure out. And it's not like this is no fucking Delta where you get 800 movies, right? Half the movies are Bollywood or fucking Middle Eastern. So, yeah.
That's
So I on the way there, I watched the last 20 minutes of Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1 because I watched most of it going to Minnesota.
Okay,
I
so
waited
you-
2 months to finish
On a
to
different
finish this
plane.
and it's like it's okay. Hitman's Bodyguard, starring Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L.
The first
Jackson.
one?
Yes.
What'd you think of it?
Yeah, I liked it. It's pretty
It's
funny.
fun, right?
It's a pretty good movie.
Fun watch.
Not that good considering who's in it, right?
Yeah.
Then I watched the new Roadhouse. Actually enjoyable.
I heard it was decent.
It's good. It's very funny. I think it's just beating people up and it's fun.
Yeah, I wanna watch
Then I watched the documentary about Giannis Antetokounmpo going to Greece. It felt very fitting. I was like, damn,
about the Greek
damn,
freak.
he's zesty for sure. Which means hot, by the way. I don't know if you guys know that.
Like there? or?
In Greece, to say it's hot, it's zesty.
So wait, hot like... no. I mean, it's true. Like hot temperature or like hot spicy?
Hot like the temperature.
Interesting.
Spicy food does not exist in Greece.
Okay.
No, honestly, the flaming hot Dorito
It's called Zesty.
is just it's just a regular. It's like not even spicy because Greek people can't fucking handle it.
Wow.
Not a single thing
All
in
that hummus, man.
not
wow.
a single thing in this 2-week span was anything spicy. Anyways, I digress. I also watched a documentary about card collecting called The Hobby. And then at the end they were like, oh, by the way, all the cards dropped in value. Yeah.
They had to make a
Yeah,
good twist.
yeah.
at
I
the
watched a
end.
movie that I refer to on the way back flying, which was like with delays, a 12-hour flight. I watched The Ungentlemanly Warfare of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Yeah, it's the Ministry
Yeah.
of Ungentlemanly.
Yeah.
What did you think of that movie?
Oh, fucking great
That's a
movie.
9 out of 10
Amazing.
for me. That
Amazing
movie's
9 out of 10.
fantastic.
I then watched the documentary of the Talking Heads Stop Making Sense. Just made sense, you know, to lose my mind. I then took a break and did 13 challenges in Peggle because Peggle was on the fucking plane.
Okay.
The only good game. Then I watched Batman Begins because I never watched it in full.
Gotcha.
Sweet Dreams, the Johnny Knoxville softball movie. Then I watched The Fugitive.
How long was this move? This fucking flight. Though?
I said it was 12 hours, bro.
God,
I
that's a
told
lot.
you. And then I watched a documentary on UFC called The Unbreakable Tatiana Suarez, which then midway through we're like landing. My girlfriend's like, my fiance was like, why are you watching The Unbreakable Tatiana Suarez? But yeah, I wish it was better. But you get food.
Did you notice the voice differential there? He said, "My girlfriend, my fiance."
Yeah. And now when she's my fucking wife, like,
I'm a man.
yeah. I'll get tense, bro. I'm
Don't gonna get married. He's gonna be like,
my girl, you talk to her, I'm stepping in front, like coming from the gods. They're turning their heads. They're like, no. So yeah, fucking Greece, amazing. They fucking catfished me the opposite way, making me think it wouldn't be as cool,
awesome as it was.
It was amazing. Everyone's chill. Everything there just makes fucking sense. You know what time you eat dinner? Earliest 8:30 to 9 p.m.
"Okay."
Cause there you nap. What the fuck you do? What, you eating dinner? It's daytime out? No, wait until it's nighttime, then dinner, then drinks or coffee.
And go to sleep.
Then you go to bed.
They got it right.
And then if
got
you
it
have
right.
coffee, you play video games until 2 or 3 in the morning. Big occurrence. I couldn't download Slay the Spire on my phone. It was big sad.
Damn.
But that's okay. That's fine. The trip was crazy. We saw a bunch of monasteries, which like everything with the monasteries are cool. They're like, you'll just have like fucking an icon of Jesus and it's just solid gold. You'll have a painting of Archangel Michael literally ripping the soul out of a man.
That's metal. As
Like
fuck.
I know, and I'm like, it's just hanging in the church next to like an old dude praying. You're like, what the fuck is this? But yeah, like every village in the island is each made up of like, they built like what they had. So like there's one village and it's all made out of black stone. You have one village, it's all black and white. Really cool.
Fire.
See the Black
I was
Village.
told this entire trip that people on the island are poor and they don't have money, and then we go to every house, which increasingly got bigger and bigger and nicer. We go to their French cousin. Basically, they have like a part of their family someone married into a French, so a lot of them are French. So we go over their house that was handed over to them, and it was literally like a fucking plantation. Like there was like 12 different types of crops.
Yep.
There was like like an Italian villa. There was like a pond in the middle. You're like, where the fuck are we? And yeah, really nice place. Everyone's family, like they already love me more than my current family. A lot of her cousins have messaged me on Instagram more than my current cousins who live upstate.
Yeah, I mentioned
me
earlier before Joey got here, your fiance messaged me and she was like, "How do my cousins in Greece know that about the Joystick show? I haven't told them anything." And I was like, "I don't know, but that's fucking awesome."
Yes,
That's awesome.
I even showed they have a cousin, a little Stamati, who's like 7-8 years old.
What's up, Stamati?
Kind of weird, you know, but he's a homie. He's great.
So are we.
Yeah, of course. And you know, and they were like, "Wow." I'm like, he's a only child living on a fucking island. Like, you really thought he'd be like?
That's literally like.
But you
the
know what he
product
is?
Of you and me. It's
But
an only
pro
child
gamer.
grew up in
Honestly,
the
this kid. If I saw a pro gamer, if I've ever seen one, this kid plays every game. Like, unlocks every fucking challenge on it. Every time we hung out, I was like, he's like, "You got to play Minecraft with Dylan." You know what I mean? So now I'm gonna play Minecraft with this kid.
Fire, bro. We'll play Minecraft.
I forgot which
That's
Let's
dope.
Play I showed him, but I showed him like one of our like PG Let's Plays, or it might have been even like Glitch Slap or something,
call,
and
pal.
he was just like, wow, like doesn't
You made a-
doesn't
you
does
give
not
a YouTube
doesn't
channel?
even matter, because there was at one point he was watching like YouTube videos, and then he grabbed the TV that was linked to YouTube on the TV, and we're all just there like eating dinner and stuff, and then he just puts on like a Greek YouTuber playing like Uno. And I'm like, what the fuck is he watching? Everyone's like, we don't fucking
What's
know.
one in Greece? In Greek,
Yeah, you got it.
is it just
Uno?
one?
Uno.
It's Uno.
Mhm.
That's
Dio.
not fun. I was trying to make a joke.
Yeah.
It's Dio, or that's two.
Yeah.
Uno Dio.
Tria.
Tria.
Mm.
You're killing it, bro.
Yeah. Easy.
Sick.
My Greek did get better, but even then I'm still like bad. Like, I can follow a conversation. I'm like, I know exactly what you're saying. And then when you ask me to like talk back, I'm just like, fucking.
Gotcha.
I whip out like 4 or 5 words. Everyone was impressed.
Well, Dill, I can't speak for everybody, but I definitely missed you these past 3 weeks. I was
Absolutely.
tally marking it down every single day.
I have things for everybody.
Oh, shit. I gave my souvenirs off camera.
Yeah, you did. So, for Bobby,
Holy moly.
Wait, what is this?
read that out. Read that out, buddy.
I can't read the Greek part,
Yeah.
but I believe I'm holding here some tiger nuts.
Yeah, that's right. You're eating some fucking tiger nuts.
Have you
baby.
had tiger nuts?
They are fucking delicious.
sick.
I had them at a bar, and I was like, "What are these?" But they're
You know what?
essentially like, I don't want to say Dorito, but just kind of like a Greek seasoning, and then there's a nut in the middle.
We're about to do a live reaction right now to the tiger nuts, guys. That's a slap. That's pretty good. It's like a Dorito, but you're eating a nut.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah,
That's interesting.
Go ahead and give that a chew directly into the microphone.
yeah.
You're right.
Very important. Very
you want a
important.
tiger nut?
So you guys actually get a choice.
That's very accurate.
So since Bobby got his gift right here, he does not get the nicer gift.
Sick.
And with,
Oh,
no,
that's
no.
wrapped, or is that?
It's
Oh,
wrapped.
that's
yeah.
a gift.
No, you know, maybe it might be something on the like a chocolate or something.
I know what it is.
And then Dylan's like, I'm gonna make you guys fight for this gift.
It's the thing I collect from every fucking place I go.
So I almost got you
Right.
like a really tacky one, and then I got one that was like.
It's one of these.
Even more tacky.
There's another wrapping underneath
Oh
it.
wow,
Yeah.
nice.
So it's like
Show
stone
it.
from the island.
Look at that.
Sick.
Beautiful.
That's sick.
So pretty.
For those, of you,
Oh, nice.
for those of you at home who do not know, I collect ashtrays from different cities and
Candy?
countries around the world. So thank you,
Jerry?
Dylan.
Oh, what's this?
I have one for Jose too, obviously. Once we
some
hit
wrapping
Jose
here.
to get him that, and then you guys have a choice.
Oh, they get a snack too? Is that what, oh.
No, they get.
No snacks for you.
Ooh, what's
No.
this? This
Is
is
that alcohol?
It is sure is alcohol. So the alcohol. So basically, at every table when you go out to drink, You get ouzo, which is like a kind of like think almost like licorice-y kind of alcohol, and then or you could have siporo, which is that, and it's essentially just Greek vodka. It's
Sick.
It fucking burns. It's delicious though. It's just alcohol, and you guys each get a bracelet.
Oh wow!
So there are 3 bracelets here. You guys can each get one.
Oh, I get the last. Is that how that works?
No,
Okay.
you got the ashtray, buddy.
Oh,
take
so
this top
what's the
one.
third? You get a bracelet?
Jose.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's not part of this.
You want you want a bracelet, don't
Let me see
you,
the
buddy?
bracelets first.
Oh, this
You
is a
wanna-
Jose ass bracelet.
That is what I can't deprive Jose of
Yeah,
that bracelet.
you want Jose. So
I
which
could see Jose
you guys
wearing
like
that
your
bracelet.
bracelets, or do
This
you
is
want a
sick.
different one? Because I got one here that's also pretty cool.
Oh, Dylan's doing, bro. That bracelet might be worth like $30,000. That might be
This
like a
one-
game show.
I like this.
This one has a box.
I like this
Oh
one.
my god, you guys
Oh.
fucked up.
It's made out of stone.
Oh,
Well, if anyone wants that,
look at
you
that.
go for that. And if you don't want that, you can keep that one.
This is like a whole game show. Dylan.
I have one of those.
I do have
but
a
in
third
red.
gift for you also. I have
You can
another
have that one,
outside.
Jerry. I have one so that looks
Oh, it's
similar,
blue.
but it has red doll, red
'cause it's
red
like Greek.
ball.
Yeah, I could see you wearing that.
They got the
That's a
blue.
Jerry. Yeah, that's more Jerry.
I like this one more.
All right, fucking Jose gets stuck.
Jose
with a
gets
nice one.
stone brace. He's gonna like that shit.
Lit. Well, again, like I was saying, can't speak for everybody. It's nice to have you back, Dill.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Definitely missed you,
Yeah.
and I'm real happy for you. Obviously, not just because you got engaged, but also because you got to have this awesome vacation and experience another part of the world, which I know you are so fascinated by, the world itself.
Yeah, it's
And
cool
to explain to Joey, this candy right here, and then this is like basically you put it on like a spoon or something. You dip it in water, and it hardens like a lollipop.
Oh wow,
Oh.
Interesting.
that's cool. I gotta see how that works.
And you can also use it for like cooking or whatever, but that's obviously more.
I thought it was hand
Complicated.
cream, low key.
Nah, it's
Fire.
you could. I mean, you could try.
Well, Dylan was in the Eastern Hemisphere. We were over here in the Western Hemisphere. I think that's how that works.
Yeah, I guess.
So we were chilling over here while you were like, 10 time zones ahead or something like that.
Damn.
I went to Bermuda,
That's right.
otherwise known as Bermuda. No one calls it that. I just wanted to say that. And it was an interesting experience. I'll just leave it at that. It was the first cruise I'd ever been on as an adult. Last cruise I had been on, I was probably like 12 years old, something like that.
Damn, it's been a minute then. I didn't
Yeah,
realize.
yeah. And I am not a cruise person. I'll say that right. I was seasick every single day, except the days we were actually like docked at
On
Bermuda.
land, yeah.
Uh-huh.
The day coming back, we were like dodging a hurricane that was hitting like the Carolinas or some shit. And it like the boat was literally like a movie. Like the shit was.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah, that
also,
was
I mean, bad
bad
timing to be next to the tropical storm.
Yeah.
And I was hearing about that. I was like, damn, that sucks. Whereas
I
like,
had a weed
whereas
pen.
like,
So I should mention that I had a weed pen, and then the second night that I was getting hit with the seasickness, thankfully my aunt had Dramamine, which is the anti-motion
Dramamine. Yeah,
sickness.
Dramamine's good.
I didn't know that has antihistamines like Benadryl, so it kind of makes you a little loopy and sleepy. So I was smoking and taking that, and don't try this at home. Not condoning it. That was some of the most fun I've had in a long time. Just mixing those two substances together. So that was kind of the cocktail of what was keeping me going this trip. But
It's like, oh, but is Bobby feeling better yet? And you see him like, I'm on a roll.
yeah, pretty much. It's like I'm not seasick anymore, but I can't remember what's happening. But it was a vibe. But if I do want to share two things from my trip. One thing is honestly the star of the trip. So the first day that we got there, they have a buffet called the Windjammer. It's the name of the buffet.
Okay.
When you walk into it, there's a Filipino woman with a bottle of hand sanitizer who squirts a little droplet into your hand and then goes washi washi and then walks away. Yes.
Why is that already the funniest
She
thing
says
of
it
the
just like
entire
that.
episode?
No, and then it was funny because like I was the first one there. And then, or technically Mildred and I were there, but then Mildred had to use the bathroom. So I'm just sitting near the entrance waiting for my whole family to get there so we could eat the first meal of the trip, right? So, she goes, washi washi. And I take it and I'm like, thank you. And I keep going and I'm like, she really said that. And I was like, whatever, fuck it. Sit at the bench. And then I proceed to see this woman do it at least 60 times. Like everyone is, like same idea. They get on the boat, they're hungry as fuck. They go to the Windjammer. Every family that's coming through, washi washi before yummy yummy, the whole thing, and everybody walking by has the exact same reaction that I had, where they look back and they're like, Fuck, you know, like, so whatever, cool. I didn't think much of it, but I figured we all heard it. We all.
I mean,
saw it.
sound logic. I agree with you. Yeah, washy.
The next day, I go to the Windjammer for another lunch. Who is there but the same woman? Except this time, Dylan, I kid you not, I wish I had taken a picture of it.
She has a gun.
No, she has
a gun of hand sanitizer.
She's wearing a sash, but instead of saying like Miss Universe, like most sashes say, it says Miss Washy Washy. It's a pink sash in white lettering.
This is amazing.
Washy Washy. Right? So I'm like, all right, this is the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. The next day, I go for day 3. She's nowhere to be found. I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Bro, that's like a movie. Miss Washy Washy's missing, bro.
It gets better.
It's a murder mystery.
There is a gay Filipino man who is now guarding the front door.
Mr. Washy.
He squirts it. Washy, washy, before yummy. I'm not even like over exaggerating. I have video and I will play it for you so you can see.
Oh my god.
The next day I go, same guy, he's dressed as a cowboy. Howdy partner, he had voice lines for him. He was the pirate the next day, but truth be told, I wasn't there that day.
Homie has skins.
No, yeah, he did.
You know, he has.
And to cap it all off, one of the nights we were there, they had an 18+ stand-up comedy show. We went to go watch it. It was a comedian named, I believe his name was like J.R. McCollum or something like that. I'll put his name up here. I'll look it up. But he had this really funny joke where he was like talking about how like different races of people fuck. And he's like, you know, and he's like, you white people, you guys are funny. You're just like, just get in there and you're like, do you like that? Is that doing it for you? And that's like kind of the joke. And then he's like, I'm done. I'm going to the Windjammer. I'm famished. And then as he's walking through and it's a black comedian, he's like, washy washy. And everyone in the fucking theater just like cries because it's like this inside joke. We all cried. And then he's like, you see this motherfucking gay Filipino in the cowboy boots? He's out there. Like, washy washy. Yo, we were all crying.
Oh my God. What a good idea to make people have an experience where they're like, what the fuck is this? And then now this guy's making callbacks to it in the comedy show.
That's perfect for his routine. That was perfect.
Like what line of cruises was this?
This was Royal Caribbean.
Okay, Royal Caribbean sat in a room for days thinking about that shit. They were like, okay, what do we do? Okay.
We create Miss Washy Washy.
It's like, all right. So what does Miss Washy Washy? Should we give her a dog? Like, is that too hard? Like a dog sidekick? Like.
And then the second story I really want to share. There was one night they were doing, I want to say it was like 70s themed tonight or something. So it was all 70s music. People are dressed 70s. It was really fun. It was cool. They have all the floors on a cruise ship are called decks. So on deck 4, that was like the main deck. It's where like everything was. Or it might have been deck 5. The point is that's where like they have like a whole shopping center where there's like legit cafes and restaurants in the boat. And it's all in that little like strip in the middle. And they have like these walkways, like these bridges that you walk under. So for the 70s night, the cruise director, I posted a video of him in the chat. He looks and sounds exactly like Ricky Gervais. I said he was Mickey Gervais. He's standing up there on the balcony. He's doing like a choreographed like dance routine to like YMCA and all this shit. And then when it's over, I kid you not, again, remember, I'm high on Dramamine and weed at this point. The balcony or the bridge that they're on starts to rise up. And it just keeps going up and up. And keep in mind, like, we're on deck 4. This goes up to, like, deck 9. So it's just going up. And I'm like, and they're like, we'll see you tomorrow. And they're continuing the music and the choreography. And I don't know what I was expecting in my head. Like, I thought it was going to, like, stop and then they were going to come down. It just kept going. And they just disappeared into the roof. Like, it was the weirdest shit I'd ever seen. I forgot who got a video of it, but like Mildred looked over to me and I was just there like I didn't know where they went. It was the weirdest.
Like, where are they going? You were like, surely he will say goodbye in a different manner. No, no, that was the goodbye, Bobby.
But that's just to set the scene of the actual story. So later that night, we all went to bed, and I can truthfully say that I wasn't here to to witness this story, but my dad was, and hearing it through him it made the trip for me.
Okay.
So my dad, what was funny about him is usually my dad is kind of like, first to bed, first to rise, marine sort of lifestyle. This cruise was the exact opposite. My dad was waking up every day at like noon and going to bed at like 3 a.m.
Nice.
So everybody else, myself included, would knock out super early from days on the beach and all this fun stuff. But my dad would just be like wandering the cruise ship like 3 a.m.
That's amazing.
with the rest of the misfits who are up at that time, right? So my dad said, he was like, I just wanted to get a cup of coffee before bed. So I'm on deck 4, just at the cafe. And he said, he's like, apparently there was a group of people that were walking from the other side of the deck. And they were mostly young people. And they were being really, really loud, like obnoxiously loud, yelling and chanting songs and shit. And people's rooms are right above that. So they obviously can't be doing that. So, again, most of the crew is Filipino. A Filipino man, this time dressed as, I say dressed as, but he's wearing a uniform. Like he's like an admiral. He's a captain, okay? He comes out and he's like, excuse me, you need to be quiet, blah, blah, blah. And out of the group, apparently this young black kid walks out. My dad said he's probably like 18 years old and gets real ghetto with the dude. Keep in mind, this crew's left from New York or New Jersey, so a lot of the people are from New York, New Jersey.
Yeah, I'm imagining.
So he gets right up in his face and he's like, what the fuck you gonna do? Ain't gonna do nothing, blah, 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 getting all ghetto and shit like that. And like a fight is starting to like pick up here. So apparently the Filipino guy just calls it in, and then these like Samoan dudes walk out, like his backup, like the security of the ship that they keep locked away until this happens. So it's like this whole thing, and my dad is like, I kid you not, right when like they're about to go mano a mano, you just hear a woman's voice from behind the crowd going, oh, I know that ain't my baby. And this woman walks out, and it's the mom of the kid who's being like ghetto with the guy, and she just roasts his ass. She goes, oh, so now you want to be a thug. We go on vacation and you want to be a thug. You better get your ass back to the room and go to fucking sleep, because you know that when we get home, you got to finish your violin lessons. And then everybody on the cruise ship was like, he plays violin. Ah! Even my dad was like, this guy plays violin.
That's crazy.
That was like the running joke of the fucking ship. And then whenever we saw this guy, my dad would be like, look, it's the violin player. Exactly.
That's amazing.
And then last thing I'll say, Bermuda is like a fat 6 out of 10. Let me rephrase that. In the daytime, Bermuda is like a 9 out of 10. It's beautiful. The beaches are unmatched. It's great. The people are awesome. Everything closes like 5:30, and there's literally nothing to do at night. So it's like a 4 out of 10. So do the average there, whatever that is. Bermuda. So yeah. Cool. Joey, how was my motherland?
Oh yeah, I went to North Korea.
Yeah.
Biggest fan.
I'll play it.
Can you crop the net? Yeah. Like,
I have it saved. It's been used before on this show.
I went to North Korea because Kim Jong-un opened the borders to the U.S. not too long ago.
Yeah.
Nah, but for real, I went to Puerto Rico, and I really enjoyed it this time.
Very similar to North Korea, actually.
Yeah, very similar.
Tropical sand beaches.
Instead of going to like a resort like I normally did growing up, I wanted to go to just a regular neighborhood away from the like touristy spots, and we went to Luquillo. Yep. And I really enjoyed the neighborhood and the environment, and
that's the place we went. We stayed there with
just experiencing what a local will go through. I went to El Yunque. I went to the rivers there. You had to like my mother was like, oh, I want to go, and then the tour guide was like, there's hiking and you're going through the forest. And
Dylan and I know.
Oh my god.
Oh, and I by the way, also I remember when I was there, I don't know how you experienced it, but when we went in April, half of the place was like closed for like construction because one of the paths, so like the hard one was the only one open. So me and Marianti did that shit, and it was like not terrible, but like
hike.
it's not like the normal tower. Yeah. It was just like stairs, and then you're like, oh, we're at the top.
No, I had to. Our tour guide, his name was Pancho, but he said he was that because there's too many Daniels in the tour. So he took off his shoes and he just started like running in the forest.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I'm really upset that the guy who was mad that there were too many Daniels decided to pick the most stereotypical name for a Hispanic tour guide he could have picked.
That's exactly.
Like he might as well have been like, call me Alpaca. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, it makes no
word. Dead ass. That's what my dad said the same thing. He was like, that's a really fucking stereotypical name. He
Shout outs to Pancho.
But he was dope. His car had a bunch of anime stickers on it, he did the whole tour barefoot. Like he was just jumping around everywhere. Like we were all like trying to struggle. Like he was like, all right, come on, follow me. see, like you said, it was difficult to the point that there was like rocks we had to climb, and he's like, all right, put your foot there, and then with 2 hands grab this corner and hoist yourself up, and then with your right hand grab my hand and I'll pull you up to the rest of this hill. So it was getting like, I was like, yeah, my mom would not be able to do this. This is crazy. But once we got to our destination, it was beautiful. The rivers are like clean, and he was like, you can drink from the waterfall. Then I was like, that's dope. But I had a really great time, and I was there with my girlfriend. My girlfriend was there, and she was able to experience it as well, and she like cried. I was like, you good? She was like, this is just beautiful. Like, it's so different from, I'm like, yeah, traveling is like a whole completely different aspect.
I will also say it's hard to say this is Puerto Rican, both because I am Puerto Rican and also because Puerto Ricans are known to speak very highly of themselves, or rather of the fact that they are Puerto Rican. But Puerto Rico is a beautiful fucking place.
I mean,
really
I went with Bobby, and then I decided to go there again. I could have went on any vacation.
It's fantastic.
No,
And I was like, no, we're going to Puerto Rico again. Like,
place.
yeah.
So whatchamacallit, while we were there, my girlfriend was like, doesn't like Logan Paul live here? Like, what the fuck is he doing here? And I was like, I don't know if he lives here anymore.
No.
So he still does.
Oh, okay.
He does.
He lives in Dorado.
That's where all the rich people live, so they can get away from fucking taxes.
So I looked up like what the location looks. That shit looks like California.
No, yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it
it's
looks,
all- yeah, it's
it
all
looks
built out.
nothing
Bro, that
like
whole
the
neighborhood
island.
is like very big name celebrities who either live there or have properties there.
Like-
And it's just to get away from.
Yeah, they have shit mailed there
Yeah.
just to say they live there.
Exactly.
I've seen like he was on a podcast and he was like, oh, Puerto Rico is so secluded. Everyone drives golf carts and like I feel so safe. Like I can leave my wallet everywhere. And all the comments are like, you're living in not Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
like
it
it's
sounds
not
like,
Puerto
it
Rico.
sounds like Central Florida. But
He was like, it's so beautiful. Everyone's in golf carts.
I also saw you did the bioluminescent like.
Yeah, that was
kayaking
dope.
thing. Dylan and I also did that. Let me throw that picture up of Dylan and the girl he met doing that.
Oh my god, bro! Don't fucking remind me.
Yeah.
What happened?
I hated this woman.
We were an
bro.
odd number group, so Dylan had to go with like a woman who was
From
also
Forest
in an odd
Hills.
number group. Who also, she randomly was from Forest Hills, Queens, which is like the most
weird,
random
yeah.
thing. But fucking Dylan just had to kayak in pitch black darkness with this woman who
Who
thought she
didn't know how to
Yeah.
fucking kayak.
And the whole time she's like, "Listen, I know what I'm doing," and Dylan is like,
And then anytime she's like, left. I'm like, I know. If you fucking did it, we'd be moving in that direction,
Bro,
my God.
I
Every
was getting
branch.
pissed at a couple that couldn't kayak either,
Bro,
man.
me and my ex were already like arguing. I could and then I look over and Dylan's like just trying to be respectful with this woman who's fucking screaming his ear off, and he's just there like,
I'm doing it. I know how to kayak too. I can fucking kayak. The solo one, I'm good. Like
My annoying kayak couple wasn't vocal. Instead, the wife kept like taking out her phone or just giving breaks, and the husband was like paddling for the both of them, which caused me and my girlfriend to constantly like bash into them or having us to force stop because the woman just wanted like, I'm done. I'm like, keep going. Like we tried getting around them and they just kept crashing into us. And they were non-vocal. Like they weren't even like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Like all that. They were just like, boom. And I was like, fuck you. Oh my God. I hated them so much.
Oh my God.
And when it got to a point where we were like, it was a big lake, I was like, get around them. Fuck these people. I was like, I hate them so much.
that's when you actually look at the bioluminescence.
Yeah, but the bioluminescence, they said, oh, it's the best time to go on a full moon because you could see like
Yeah, you
the
can
trail
actually
and
see it.
everything. And I'm looking at the water because when you look at the images, it's like the shit's glowing.
No, it's not.
It's not.
It's
no,
not. It's just white flecks.
When we went,
Yes.
there was no moon at all, so we had to put a tarp over our
did you do that?
heads.
Yeah,
they put a tarp over. It might have been the same experience.
Yeah,
Probably
Probably,
was,
yeah.
honestly.
We put a
Probably.
tarp over our heads and they told us to throw the water in the kayak and it was just like a bunch of little glimmering stars.
No, we definitely saw it, but it's not how they advertise.
No,
it. It's
absolutely not. But it was still fun. I'd still recommend it.
No, I liked it for the actual experience of kayaking in the dark.
Fucking
It was
Angela.
cool. And also the guy who was guiding us was talking to us about how different the path was after the hurricane that happened and like destroyed most of it. Because it's weird. Like, I don't know if it was the same for you, but we had to go through some like weird conditions, like in and out of little jungles and stuff like that. And he was like, it was never like this. It was just like a straight shot there. But
We went around some stuff, so I don't know.
let me ask you, did the guy do the spiel where he tells you that you were like surrounded by 9 different ecosystems at the same time or something like that? All right.
No, he
that was
told
the
us.
spiel
He told us that the Tainos thought that this was like the birth lake because it glimmered. So they felt like this is where, and he was like, and that's not true. So he was like, that's not true.
Damn, I didn't get to do any kayaking. I just did like speedboat. Like, they took us to where we were going.
Oh, I want to do what is that, jet ski?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jet skis are fun.
Jet skis are fun.
I'm trying to do everything on my GTA list. So if my character can do it, I want to try to.
Are you
do
gonna
it.
start a
Rob
motorcycle
a
game and
bank.
make $3 million off of crystal
Rob a
meth?
bank. There we go.
Traffic cocaine to Mexico.
And I also got gifts for you guys. It was kind of hard because Puerto Rico is just like soy boricua, and I'm like, I can't give that to Dylan.
Yeah, give me a frog. It's whatever.
Dylan's more Puerto Rican than most people in this channel. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah. So I found some stuff that kind of like related to you guys. This is for Bobby because he plays pool, and there's a Puerto Rican
sick.
flag on it.
Oh, that's actually sick.
Pool socks. That's fucking. This is rad. Thank you, Joey. I love this.
I figured Dylan, your fiance, might send you clips of like, this is us as cats. So this is you guys in Puerto Rico.
Yes, thank you. That's adorable.
Cute.
Jerry,
Is it like a magnet?
I got
Yes.
you. I give a lot of shot glasses to Dylan, and I was like, let's start giving to Jerry.
Hey.
That's it's brolic.
It's a
That's
brolic
yeah,
shot
That's a
glass.
fucking
It's
drinking
a sturdy
glass.
shot glass.
That's
Let's go.
a
Thank you, Joey.
Hispanic
And
shot.
this is for Jose.
Of course. It
Is a car.
Put that here for now.
Is a car.
Now I got a drink. I got a shot glass.
That's amazing. Let's
Pour
go.
it. Take a shot right now.
This is actually Jerry's intervention.
Alcoholics.
This isn't even episode 202. We're just gonna sit around and be like, Jerry, we have stuff we have to talk to you about, buddy. It's been really effective.
That's great.
Jerry, you didn't really go anywhere, but what have you been doing?
Yeah, I'm the only one that didn't go on this vacation though. I went earlier to fucking DR,
yeah.
but we already covered that.
Hey.
What did I do? Played some poker.
Yeah.
Jerry
When
won some poker.
when was the last episode? What was the date?
3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago is
Yeah.
what?
It
What's
was
today's
the week
date?
before
That was-
June 1st or August 1st.
That was
The week
August
before.
6th.
Okay, so I'm a godfather
week before
now.
August 1st.
Oh, damn.
Oh yeah, your
A whole bunch of
godfather.
stuff,
That's
yeah.
right. Homie was baptized. Shout out.
Yeah,
Fucking.
yeah, bunch of stuff. But,
Me, and
you know,
Jose had a hell of a day last week.
Yeah, we went to
That was the
fucking-
whole thing.
Yeah, we had a whole fucking adventure that day.
Yeah, it was crazy. Fucking Jose stood over my house the night before. He just like felt like hanging out. And then the next morning, Jose got up, like opens my door at 11. Like I was already waking up, thankfully. And he's just like, yo. And I'm like, yo. And he's like, IHOP. And I'm like, all right, fuck it.
Word.
So I get dressed. He's like, I'm going to hit up Jerry. He hits Jerry up. We show up at Jerry's place.
We just
And
went
then
to fucking IHOP.
Typical Jose fashion. He's like, where's the farthest IHOP we can go to? So we drive all the way to Long Island and we eat at one on like Oceanside Avenue or some shit like that, like far out past the Green Acres Mall. I don't know how this idea jumped into Jose's head, but then he's like, yo, let's go to the Roosevelt Field Mall.
Oh yeah. Of course. I mean that's a fucking
a nice
company.
mall.
That company now owns my company. That's a nice mall.
So now we're lit walking around this mall, just like, and first of all, sorry to throw your asses under the bus, but Jose and Jerry are getting lost every single turn in this mall. Like we walked in a circle how many times in that fucking mall?
That mall is
I've never
pretty.
been to that mall.
Before Jose
man.
was like, Bobby, take the lead. And I'm like, he even said, he was like, this is what Dylan's good at. And I'm like, just let me get in front and handle this.
It's actually not that confusing of a mall. It's just huge.
It's gigantic. Jose bumped into 3 people he knew at that
word.
mall. Fucking, we went to Primark. Jose bought a shirt. And then we drove back home, got to my place at like 3, and then from 3...
Damn, it was still early.
Yeah.
What the
Early.
fuck? In my head, I was like, oh, this
This
is like,
hangout went on for 14 hours.
I was like, it's already at. It's only at hour 5
and
though.
and then from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., I'm pretty sure like Jerry just watched me play Binding of Isaac.
Some shit like
And
that.
then while Jose took a nap, and then from 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. we watched UFC fights.
yeah.
Oh, nice.
So Jose, Jerry, and I just spent an entire day with each other.
That's fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. I'm not gonna lie. It'd been a very long time, but it was a good time. It was just a very random.
Best of times.
It was a random series of events, so to speak. Yeah.
Not unfortunate.
It wasn't unfortunate.
No,
Very
no.
fortunate.
Neil Patrick Harris was in that, wasn't he?
The new one, yeah.
Yeah, and he didn't do it like no one cared.
I didn't see that. Didn't you like those movies or the old one?
What?
The series of unfortunate.
Lemonade
events?
Snickets.
I read the books.
That's cool. I never watched the movies or anything.
That could be something he talks about.
3
the
weeks, and
movie.
Jerry's like, all right, it's time to get into the Lemony Snicket.
He was misunderstood. He has like a whole presentation.
I mean, one thing we should very quickly touch on, I think it is important, is how many like ridiculous movies came out while we were gone. Like a ridiculous number of movies came out that were either like great or were famously not great, or were re-released, or were like had controversy towards it. So first and foremost, which I found hilarious, we watched Deadpool and Wolverine like a day after we did the last episode, and we hadn't been able to talk about that. Fat 9.5 out of 10 for me. I won't get too much into it because I think the movie's still fucking fresh.
It's still good.
Are you gonna watch it?
Yes, I plan on watching
I
it.
won't spoil stuff for you, but there's some fun stuff.
Of course, yeah. I mean, I already know some stuff, but
it also just got me very excited for like what
funny.
Marvel's gonna be doing in the future. So I'm doing this whole thing where I'm going back and watching the movies again in order. So I'm up to Iron Man 2. Got to finish that. I saw the Blake Lively movie that came out. It Ends With Us. That's based on like the famous book. That movie is surrounded in a bunch of controversy because the director who also acts in the movie and Blake Lively who plays the main character apparently had like a pretty like weird beef going on where like the creative direction of the movie ended up like shifting from, his name is Justin Baldoni, it ended up shifting from his hands into Blake Lively's hands. And then it turned into this whole thing where like people were speculating that Ryan Reynolds may have had something to do with it, and they found out he actually wrote or rewrote a whole scene in the movie. It turned into this whole thing where like they didn't show up in any press stuff together, like they just were separate the whole time. And they even asked them, they were like, do you see potential for a second movie? And he's like, I could definitely see them making a second movie because the movie is good and it was a very big commercial success. But he was like, I don't want to direct it, let Blake direct it. Like he's like done with it. And fucking the reason it like got into the big news is because apparently he hired the same PR like crisis management person who handled the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial thing. So I feel like that was probably the worst thing he could have done because that means like everyone's gonna be up in your business. But point is, I saw that, but it was a good movie. I went. It was funny because Mildred and I really went because of the controversy around it, and we came out of it like that was a good movie. You know, it's like that wasn't bad. And then I really wanted to sneak it in there, but I didn't get a chance to. I was going to go watch the train wreck that is the Borderlands film. We were blessed with Borderlands 4, though. We found out that's coming next year. That's pretty exciting. But I really wanted to be able to watch it to give my own 2, 3, 4, 5 cents about what the fuck that dumpster fire was. But if I'm being real, I think we all knew, even pre-trailer, that was not going to be good.
I mean, they keep doing, like, everyone asks for it, and then they do it, and it's terrible. And then it's like, this is why you don't make a lot of video game movies.
Yeah, the long
like
run.
Everyone always asks, why didn't we have a Halo movie? Why didn't we have to do a movie? And then we make it, and it's not good.
And in the long run, you're absolutely right. But to like further it in this particular case, it's also because this movie was stuck in development hell for like more than 10 years. So like when most movies are put in that situation, they just get vaulted anyway. So the fact that this still came out, it's like, oh boy.
The vault?
Like you have to write jokes. You have to rewrite jokes that hit better fucking 10 years ago. That's why you have like Kate Blanchett playing a character that's like 10 years younger than she should probably be. And the same can be said for Kevin Hart. But point is, I didn't get a chance to watch it, but it came out at the same time. And also found it interesting that Coraline beat it, a movie that got released 15 years ago, re-released, and beat Borderlands at the box office.
Of course.
I think it's setting up to be one of the biggest box office bombs of all time.
Sheesh.
And it's unfortunate considering the games are so much better.
Yeah. I love the games.
The games are like top tier game, bro.
I mean, 3 is arguable, you know.
I agree with that.
I mean, like, you can argue it, but gameplay sense, it's probably the best. It probably holds up the best. And also, what was I going to say? Fucking, the movie should not have been PG-13. Like, why is a Borderlands movie PG-13 when the game is literally all about intense violence and ridiculous jokes and shit like that? But I don't understand.
What do we know?
Well, yeah, fucking, we're just gamers and 1/4 movie makers, but that's that. But shout outs to the movies that came out. I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to be finding myself at the movie theater a lot more often as these months go on. We actually ended up watching Aliens, or some of Aliens.
Like half of it.
Kind of want to watch Alien Romulus. It looks pretty good. The promotional stuff they've been doing for it is cool too. And that's pretty much it on movie stuff. Yeah. And there was one last thing I wanted to drive it to. Guys, it's our 4-year anniversary.
That's right.
That's wild.
Yeah, we've been doing 200 plus episodes of the Joystick Show. Started this in the middle of a pandemic. And here we are, still swinging. I have more or less beard. Dylan has more or less glasses. And we're still making content. I just wanted to swing it over to you guys. First of all, I wanted to say thank you. Because without you guys, this would not have been possible. It's fun to share these memories with you guys. And in a funny way, share them with you guys at home. We had a pretty good meeting beforehand of ways we're going to be not only changing up what we're doing here, but doing more of it, which is going to be exciting not only for us but for you too.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to ask you guys, in the past 4 years, if you have a favorite moment from what I would call, I guess, reigniting the channel. It doesn't even necessarily have to be a podcast, so to speak, but past 4 years of content creation, do you guys have a favorite moment that you can think of off the top of your head?
The favorite moments that pop up to my head was when we made pizza.
That was a good one.
That was a good moment. I like the whiskey drinking. The whiskey drinking episode is always.
I didn't like that one that much. It was fun to watch back, but it's pretty awful to endure.
I thought it was great.
I think it's great.
I thought it was great. Y'all weak. I thought it was great.
I think we should do the power hour.
Can we have good alcohol?
I think we should do the power hour. So you take a sip of beer every minute and a shot every 10 minutes.
Oh, damn.
Fucking your brother and them attempted it on their podcast.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And your
I watched that podcast.
Your dad was on that and was their mediator.
Yeah, he was
man on that podcast. It was like their third or fourth episode. Yeah. So he was the sober one that would like watch the clock and be like, drink, and they'd have to like drink in the middle of their conversations. But yeah, for me, I don't know why. I guess very tied into the fact that there was a lot of drinking involved, but it's also bittersweet. But the last Mario Party Let's Play we made that got scrapped because we lost like half the footage, that had to be one of the funniest and fun nights.
That was very fun.
I think Jerry and I took combined 13 shots that night because we were just like fighting each other in verses, and we were like, put a shot on it.
Right, yes.
I'm pretty sure that night ended with me like on the floor.
I think we were all on the floor.
I remember us all sitting on the couch, and we gradually were on the floor looking up at the screen, still playing the game.
Yes. But that was a fun one for me personally. Mm-hmm. Do you have one?
I mean, I would just go with the first episode.
Wow.
The first episodes. First episode of Chef's Son, too. I would say both of the first episodes is really like doing it and then looking at it and be like, damn, looks good.
Progress, yeah.
Chef's Son was a fun one because I think we knew we were onto something, but I don't think we like knew to what degree.
It looked good. I mean,
we were like, it looks good. It's different. People like cooking. We'll throw it out. And then when it had the response it had, we were like, oh shit, should we just do like a cooking channel?
This looks really good. Wow. Yeah.
What the fuck?
And I'm looking forward to more moments like that where we make another sketch or we make blah blah blah.
And you're like, oh,
and it's like, oh, this looks okay.
No, and the funny thing is the direction that we've talked about. At the very least, we're gonna have a lot more opportunities to have those moments where we're seeing what's working, where we're seeing if new things are working, if old things are working, yada yada yada. But one thing's for sure, this podcast will be around. It'll always be here. Jerry, you have a favorite moment?
Not off the top of my head. I think that pizza one was good. The gingerbread house one was good. I like the food ones.
The food
but just because it's like an activity, you know, like we're usually just sitting and talking, but like the ones where we have
Jerry just likes a task.
I'll tell you what my least favorite moment of the podcast, or rather, the podcast was when a certain person at this table made a certain segment about a certain video game where you capture animals.
Oh yeah.
That may not have been the worst segment that we.
I really like that segment, Bobby. I don't know what you're talking about.
Leave it to Dylan to enjoy that one, but
I enjoy everything. I'm just happy to be here, man.
But shout outs to that.
Shout outs.
Before we swing this into closing territory, does anybody have any last curveballs?
Any last words? I was like, what the
last words?
Yeah, but I'm excited to see what this next year of Joystick has in store. I think it's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be a lot of work, but I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna be editing a lot, but I'm fine with that. I'm trying to do that more than teaching kids. So
yeah,
it's kind of the whole pursuit. Maybe this works out. Maybe I don't have to teach kids anymore.
We'll see about that.
Yeah. But thank you for watching. We really appreciate that. What am I talking about? It's been so long. There's like a whole other thing we have to do before we end this fucking podcast. And there's been 3 weeks of music backlog that we have to sift
what's
through
up.
And pick. Jesus Christ.
You know what's up.
It's time for the Jam and Yam of the week. The Bam and Slams are also included, but they're not part of the graphic yet. But that's why I said that. If you're new to the Joystick Show, every single episode we give ourselves, our audiences, a little bit of a music recommendation. For me, they're my jams. For Dylan, it's his yams. For Joey, it's his slams. And for Jerry, it's his bams. Anybody want to start? Everybody's intently.
I'll go. I think so. I was originally gonna do a song I listened to on the plane because I listened to this guy Fred Again's like whole discography while playing Peggle, and I was also gonna pick a Greek song, but I'm not. I'm just gonna pick a song I like. Easy. On Earth as It Is by Brevin Kim. Brother duo. They make like rap music. They've gone more of like the emo rap route, but still slaps.
Cool.
My song, this is the time of year where I'm a teacher. I'm back in my classroom fixing everything for the new incoming students. I put on my Discover Weekly, which is something I haven't done in like months. And this song played out of all the songs that were playing, and it made me stop and be like, I need to like this. And that song is called Continuity Errors by Life and Idol.
Cool.
That's a good song. I know that song.
Gonna be basic. I listened to the Post Malone album.
Yeah.
Howdy, partner.
That's good.
Howdy.
That's good.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pick the first song on the album. It's called "Wrong Ones" with Tim McGraw.
Wow, the legend.
Yeah.
I already got like mad country people on that.
Yeah, it's like every country's are.
It's
pretty
good.
much.
I mean, it definitely is more pop than country, but
Yeah.
he got the people.
The people, yeah.
He got the guy.
He got them together.
He lassoed them up,
Yeah.
I will
wrangled
say,
them.
I actually had half of mine to make my jam one of the members' verses from the AMP cipher that just came out. If you can believe it or not, because that shit was oddly talented. I was like, damn, these guys sound like musicians. But I also had half of mine to give it to the Funny Logic song that came out recently. Me and Jose's new favorite. Song. But I'm going to do in typical Joystick fashion. I'm going to shout out two songs where at first I'm going to tell you the one that almost made it, which is a song that has been making the rounds all over TikTok. Dylan asked if he had heard it earlier. It's Big Dogs by Humankind, and I'm going to guess this is Call Me. It's just an Indian rapper who's going off on a hard-ass beat for 3 minutes, and it's sick. I've worked out to it like 15 times in the past 3 weeks, so shout-outs. But the actual jam of the week is going to go to a weird one. It's going to go to a song called Real to Me by Nichole Nordeman. Recently, I decided I was going to platinum Thrillville, the original one. And you'd probably remember that you have to hire entertainers, like cheerleader girls, to like make people at your park happy.
That.
And you got to do these little rhythm games.
I remember those. Yeah. I remember the repair one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the first rhythm entertainment game it threw me into this song. Never heard it before, or probably my brain heard it when I was like 8, and it just reheard it. But it's probably like the most 2004 song you've ever heard in your life. Think like Avril Lavigne had a child with the girl that sings the song from White Chicks, the I'd Walk 1,000 Miles, and you get this song. But I like it. It's catchy. It's fun. It's got a nice little guitar riff in it. So shout outs to Real to Me by Nichole Nordeman.
I think I know this song.
You probably do because you played Thrillville.
Is it VIC?
No, that song is in that. That's the one I remember. That's the one I remember. And you know what's funny? Going into that game, because I was playing the first one, I was like, is Suddenly I See in Thrillville or in Thrillville Off the Rails? And it's the first song that plays when I load up the game. And I was like, answer fucking questions.
Off the Rails, I like.
question.
Off the Rails, I spend so much more time in, I think.
I don't think I played Off the Rails.
Off the Rails, I spent way more time in.
Well, we mentioned earlier that we might do like Let's Play style stuff like we used to, and part of that was because I oddly really want to play Thrillville Off the Rails. And put it on
Thrillville Off the Rails was so good.
It's
oh my
such
god.
a fun fucking
Oh
game.
my god.
Thrillville was fun. I'm excited to revisit the sequel, but it doesn't have trophies yet.
Damn, I thought your runner-up was gonna be a Confidential Liar.
That's why I downloaded it. I went on this whole pursuit of looking up songs from video games, and I can't believe they added Confidential Liar from Watch Dogs onto Spotify finally.
Finally, bro.
But I added that as well. But no, it's the Nichole Nordeman song. Anyway, thanks for watching episode 202 of the Joystick Show. God, it feels good to be back. We're so back. It says it right there. Why would we lie about that? The sign says it.
We're so back.
Like I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, if you guys want to help support the boys, you can go ahead and like this episode of the Joystick Show, and feel free to subscribe to Team Joystick to help us make content in the future. Also, stay tuned to changes being made in the very near future and more videos coming your way at a higher rate. Shall I say double the rate? It's kind of easy to double it.
Double
We're
XP.
only doing one a week. But point is, get ready to hang out with us a little more often. Get ready to hang out with us in more ways than one. And last but not least, all joking aside, very happy to have you guys back. Miss being around the table with you boys, talking some shit, seeing how things have been going. And now I'm gonna take the jokes that were aside and put them back in front of me. You laugh, okay?